Warning, this video contains rumors, speculation, strong opinions, and
Good morning, Warriors! It's episode 13 of Movie Madness! Sorry it's been a while, and this is being recorded at the last moment when I finally got some free time. Honestly, there's some personal stuff that's keeping me away from YouTube, and when personal stuff goes down, I just gotta, even though I love YouTube, I love talking to you viewers, I gotta let it go for real life issues. So, if you have questions, I'm not going to get to Super Chat in this episode, but I will in the next. In this, I've been wanting to talk about this ever since it broke, is Michelle Rejwan and Kathy Kennedy. And what we originally predicted, one of my first videos that got some traction, besides Rian Johnson's trilogy is canceled, was Kathleen Kennedy fired. And how? When I said it would happen, it would make you sick. I'll provide a link to that video in the description. This announcement is as publicly as she is going to ever be fired as it's going to get. And that's the truth. And the reality is, we took away her power with the boycott for Solo. Look how much it impacted what their plans were. All it took was fans closing their wallets. Now, they call us every name in the book. And you know, you're going to hear that in any other video about what they call us. I don't need to say what they call us. You all know. Here is the strength of fandom. Putting some bite with all that bark, closing your wallets, sticking to your guns. Look what happens. Do it for Luke. Do it for Mark Hamill because he's shackled by Disney PR. But we're not. Every time you think about going to buy a Star Wars movie ticket, think about that poster hanging in Lucasfilm where they didn't respect the New Hope, the hope that got us here to begin with a big red X. Well, guess what? Ryan, Kathy, and Jon Kasdan canceling the nepotism at Lucasfilm. You all got red X's on you now. Am I against Michelle Rejwan because she's a woman? No. I think she's underqualified, and that's part of the problem. When people bring up SJW issues and say that people get the jobs just because they fill a role instead of what's best for the property, what's best for the fans, what's best for everyone. It's not what's best, it's firsts. When you go for firsts, you're not doing best by the property. You can have an agenda. Guess what? Some of us here say there's nothing wrong with having an agenda. But your number one agenda had better be Star Wars. Taken from the madman with the Mandalorian mask. What do we do from here? The Warcott's coming. I'm the one talking about it this early, and I'm going to keep talking about it every day if I have to. The other way we could take back fandom is fandom awards. And I'm going to work with my buddy Flipped Out. I get him in more trouble than he knows. I announce stuff all the time, but I want his help on creating a fandom awards right when we do. Hopefully we can get this live stream stuff done around when The Rise of Skywalker debuts in theaters, so we can announce the winners of fandom awards, including major motion pictures, not the BS Academy Awards, what the public, the people that buy their tickets really think. So I want to do that. And another thing I want to do is, guess what? Rotten Tomatoes silences you. YouTube polls. You can't hide the truth. You don't need to go somewhere else to vote. You vote here. You see this little circle thing in the corner of your phone or YouTube, that's where you could vote in a poll. And guess what? Rotten Tomatoes can't silence you here on YouTube, so that's why I want to get this poll stuff going. I've tried it in the past, but I want 100% participation in here. And in this topic, it's going to say, this topic's poll of this video is going to be, who is the best person for Star Wars? Not male, not female, not the first whatever, first director, first president of Lucasfilm that's a certain gender or a certain minority. There's nothing wrong with that either. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, who is the best for Star Wars? Who is going to take it where it needs to go? Give them your truth. The reality. None of the BS. Take out the PC culture and just vote on reality. Who is really going to take Star Wars to the next level? Who's the most underappreciated person at Disney right now? Who's bailed them out of the fire? Jon Favreau. Every time. We need the next Kevin Feige. We need the next Kevin Feige for our movie universe. The only person that I could think of besides Dave Filoni, and I think he's more qualified for Dave Filoni, I want Dave Filoni to keep being creative in making new projects. The only person that I could think of that can actually be the next Kevin Feige, and it doesn't matter if he's male or if it's female, as a person, Jon Favreau is the only one that I could see that's qualified to actually pull it off. Without Jon Favreau, forget Feige, the MCU wouldn't have got its strong start with Robert Downey. If Robert Downey Jr. wasn't in making all those cameos in all those movies and set up the universe, we wouldn't have the MCU. So, Jon Favreau is underappreciated there. Disney messed with his Iron Man 2. I know what everyone says about it. It's still a good movie. And if it didn't have the interference in the short time schedule, it would have been even better. And then, Disney's live action remakes of Disney classics. Jon Favreau, again, did what no one else could do. And that's their biggest moneymaker now. And it wouldn't have been out without the Jungle Book. And wait till you see Lion King. Regardless of what you think of Disney and they can't make anything original, they just remake things over and over and over. So, Kathleen Kennedy, her final blow to the fandom is to announce Mini-Me. Kathleen Kennedy. Mini-Me. She can't be... We kicked her out, so she replaces herself with a clone. Undercooked clone that's not ready. A fall guy. A fall girl for her if things go sour. She'll take the blame with a Disney paycheck and then finally get some work history because her work history is lacking. Executive producer or associate producer can easily be manipulated and it can mean something or nothing. Producer credit. Jon Favreau has about 26. 69 as a director, and I think almost 29 as a director and 26 as a producer. Unbelievable difference. But that's my take. I'm not censoring your opinion. Vote in the poll, and let's get this YouTube poll thing going. Because this is the way we're going to do the fandom awards at the end of this year. We're taking fandom back in every way. Believe it. We're not going to listen to the BS when Kathy announces her replacement as Mini-Me. What a Dr. Evil she is. And if this was something positive to have, here's another point for you. They would have announced it at Celebration when the fandom paid. No, they waited to slide it under the radar, knowing that J.J. Abrams announcement with Warner Brothers is coming right after. They slid it under the radar and knew a bigger announcement was coming down the pike. If it was an announcement with the strength of Star Wars and something that would be positive, it would have been an announcement at Celebration. This is how you announce something when you don't want people to pay attention. This is Hollywood 101. Fly it under the radar when no one's looking and when you know a bigger announcement's coming up. And J.J. Abrams, wow, he just became... This is also a power play for J.J. Abrams, because not only is he going to be big stuff at Warner Brothers with the DCEU, but he can always phone a friend at Disney with Michelle Rejwan. So, this is the way the movie industry is going. Spielberg Light remakes everything to say if he can actually finish the job. He starts everything and leaves it in shambles. Look at Lost. Star Trek. Does he care how it ends? No. He moves on for the money and makes everything Spielberg Light. McSpielberg. That's what you get with J.J. Abrams. This is also the problem with PC culture, because you can't... It's okay for Kathy to fire everyone. Colin Trevorrow, Lord and Miller, Josh Trank. That's an easy headline. Can you say that you fired her or that she lost her position at Lucasfilm? No, you can't. And can you say we replaced her with a more qualified person? No, you can't. You have to say you have to replace her with a clone. That's an underqualified clone. The reality we're in. And I'm not against Michelle. I hope she does good. But I'm against what got her there. I'm not against her taking the position. I think anyone in that position would do it. I'm against the system that's in place and the egomaniacs that just, if they fail, they replace themselves with a mini version of them. That's all this is. It's because you can't replace her with a man. And there's many qualified people that are men that should have taken this job. I'm not saying there's not women either. But show me. Show me what other woman there is. And of course, the argument's going to be, well, we didn't get that opportunity to begin with. That's not Star Wars' fault. That's not fandom's fault. And the fandom in Star Wars shouldn't pay the price for Hollywood's mistakes. That's my point. I'm not blind to the issues there were in the past. But that's not our fault. You do the best for Star Wars. And if you have an agenda, you better make Star Wars the agenda that's priority. And that hasn't been done since Kathy took the job. And she's out of a job now. But that's the other reason they got to announce it this way, is because she always intended for Star Wars and Lucasfilm to get her to her endgame. And Lucasfilm and Star Wars was never her final endgame. It was only a piece to get what she wants. She used it. Oh, I know this was all over the place. I had to get started with the video, or I wasn't going to film. Get those super chats in. There's not one here today because I had to rip the Band-Aid to get back on here. I also wanted to start including recent pickups. Because, I talk about boycotting. I'm still a consumer. I still buy stuff. So, for my Switch, I got Bloodstained, Curse of the Moon. I have not played this yet. It's like an old school Castlevania. Limited run. You could get some limited run at Best Buy. That's where I got this one. Crash Team Racing. Nitro. What is it called? Nitro Fueled. Really, really great game. I've been having a lot of fun. The only downside is the load times. And it's unbelievable that on an Xbox One, that the load times would be this bad. I highly recommend it though, and I don't know if they'll do a patch to fix those load times. But we're here about movies, right? I did not see this in the theater, but I loved it on Blu-ray. Lego, the movie, the second part, part 2. Unbelievable sequel, very underrated because a lot of people did not get the support as the first one. And this is the 3D version. I did not watch the 3D yet. It actually has some Mad Max sequences in it. And it has an alternate reality that's similar to if social justice warriors got their way. That's all I'm saying. Check it out for yourself. And a great trilogy of movies. How to Train Your Dragon 3. I saw this once in the theater. It's still got the packaging. Great steelbook. Look at that. And this is the 3D version. So, those are my recent pickups. If you want to see more, including Callie, I know you guys haven't seen Callie in a while. I might do some random stuff at the end of my videos, but you guys got to ask for it. Tell me if you want me to continue that. And get those super chats in because I love answering questions. Don't forget to vote in the poll, because this is where we cannot be silenced. If we have the polls on YouTube, a lot of noble ambitions have been to create a movie community and rating and polls, but they're linked to another website. I say keep it on YouTube, and you can't be silenced. YouTube has its problems, but it's way ahead of the other areas of the internet. I'll tell you that right now. And it's got all the features we need. And this is how we're going to take fandom back with YouTube polls for the Fandom Awards. That's something else I'm working on besides the Warcott. And I believe in fandom. The Force is fandom. The future is fandom. And Rise of the Fan Film this December. That's all I got for this one. Get your comments in. I'll see you soon. And thanks for sticking with me. You know life gets hard. I appreciate you sticking with me. Bye.